Kitty cam. Hi, kitty. And kitten cam. This is the kitten cam. You guys say hi? Hi, mama. You proud, mama? This is the kitten cam. Alright, hi guys. Hi-Fri here. Sorry, I know it's been a while. Anyway, so just a real quick introduction, because I know it's been a few weeks. So I haven't been around because I've been kind of an antisocial person. I needed a break from social media. Been gone for a while. I got a bunch of messages backed up and stuff. Anyway, I do apologize, but I I need like personal time. So anyway, haven't been around for a while. Kind of just fell off the map just because I just didn't really feel like talking to anybody for the last few weeks. I get these spouts, these up and downs or whatever. But anyway, but I've been working on an IEM project. It's called Barcelona. I just finished a pair. I have two more to finish. Hopefully by the end of this week. I'm aiming for the end of this week. But I wanted to introduce it to you guys real quick, and then we'll get into the review. So anyway, so that's what I've been up to. You can't see the rest of my desk, but my desk is an absolute mess. I have crap everywhere. But I want to show you some things real quick. I will just open this up and show this to you guys. I know you can't see it, it's off screen, so just bear with me one moment. Oh, I opened the wrong end. So this is a material called Dichrolam. Okay. It cost me almost $30 for this little sheet. This is a 1x10" sheet. It is a kind of a new material, but this is the material that you see on a lot of new IEMs recently. But it's called Dichrolam. It's very hard for the camera to catch what it actually looks like. It's very difficult, but yeah, it's not even coming across like right. You can actually see it better with the film over it. But anyway, so this is Dichrolam, and this is called Dragon Burl. But anyway, there are different materials, different burls. Like it's like burl is like wood, like a wood grain or whatever, or texture. So anyway, this is called Dragon Burl, but it's got all kinds of colors in it. It's got greens and deep purples and blues and violets and yellows and orange and but anyway, so this is the material. It's very expensive. I didn't really buy the right material because this is the flexible Dichrolam with a 3M adhesive backing. So not the best for IEMs, but anyway, this is what I bought. This is my first time working with it, but you guys might have recalled that I have like all these different faceplate options, all these materials that I've been buying lately. I have these like bricks. This is basically material that they make knives with. But anyway, long story short, so I've been buying up all kinds of materials and stuff, flakes and whatnot. Yeah, so like burnt foils and anyway, so I've been buying a bunch of stuff for this project. It's called Barcelona. It's a 10 balanced armature IEM. It was a 12 balanced armature when I was doing research and development, but that didn't really work out great, so I lowered it to a 10 balanced armature, and these are basically using a clone of a Canera shell. But anyway, it is a three-way design. It's 10 balanced armatures. So there are 4 Sonian balanced armatures for the base. There's 2 for the sub bass and 2 for the mid bass, and then there are 2 balanced armatures for the mids up there in the corner. It's kind of hard to see, and then there are 4 balanced armatures for the highs, and that is essentially the IM. It is fully vented. There's actually a vent kind of hidden. You can barely see it in there, but that actually vents directly from the nozzle to the shell, and then it vents out this little hole on the sides. So you see there's a hole there and a hole there. Anyway, so there's a vent. It's kind of hard to see. You can't really see it on this one. You just see a bunch of wires inside. But anyway, so these are the IEMs that I've been working on. It's like this purple. There's like purple foil, like foil specs and stuff. They came out okay. They look decent. The faceplates are cool. They have all these different colors. Actually, you can see the colors a lot better with the lacquer on them. But the color combination isn't my favorite. I wasn't sure how it would turn out with the purple, but they do look pretty cool in their own right. So like the purple on its own looks good, and then the back plates or the face plates or whatever look cool on their own. So anyway, so that's what I've been working on. Been hard at work working on that, and I have some other prototype or clone shells I've been working on. This is another pair for another IEM that I'm working on. So anyway, so all that being said, today we're going to get into this IEM. So this is the Juzear or Juzear, Jusear, or Juzear Clear. This is a single DD IEM. It is only $50. So this is $50 on AliExpress, and this is probably one of the best value IEMs of this year, outside of the new EPZ K5. So the EPZ K5 was another one that had a bunch of hype, and has actually kind of lived up for a little while. This one hasn't had as much love, I don't think. It's kind of probably a little underrated, or not as many people know about it. But anyway, I was sent this for review by Juzear, and I will send you a link to their store. It's I believe it's the GlobalO1 store on AliExpress. Now, as of this video, or as of my awareness, this is the only place that you're able to purchase these. So on AliExpress, that's the only place. And I'm sure, you know, Taobao or whatever, or Shopee, you might be able to get them on Shopee or whatever. But anyway, so this is their logo here, and I'm not sure what that says, but there's some Chinese on there, and then there's like a signature, very nondescript box. It's got this kind of cool embossing or decal or whatever on top. So anyway, so it's a little, sorry, it was on my counter, and there's like resin and stuff, so it's got some resin on it. But anyway, so comes in this decently sized box. It's a pretty large box, but keep in mind, remember, these are $50. Now I will say right out the gate, these are very kind of a fun V-shape tuning. So they have a lot of bass, and they have a decent amount of mids and treble, but they are kind of a wide V. Okay, so just keep that in mind. What are you doing, dude? Kitty. I don't know what she's doing down there. But anyway, so yeah, so that's the IEM. So let's pull it out of its packaging. And the inner box is the same logo, same decals and everything. But yeah, so these are $50. And in my opinion, the cable itself is worth like $20. So, or like 25 maybe, I don't know. It's a nice cable for what you get. It's a very nice presentation all in all. These are definitely a good value. $50, can't go wrong. Right. Sorry, Kat was like, I don't know, found a bug or something. She was like scratching behind my bed. So anyway, so this is the Juzear Clear. It's got this like iridescent kind of background or whatever in these like stripes. Let me see if I can get a good shot of that. So it's got their logo on one side, and then it's got their name on the other. It comes with this nice cable. This is a 3.5. Now this is the stock cable, or like the lower end cable. The higher end cable is like a silver cable. But this copper cable, this like stock cable for the $50 IEM, is really nice. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but not much. But it's very, very, very high quality for a $50 IEM, and I absolutely love this cable. I love the hardware and everything. The ear hooks aren't the most comfortable, but they're pretty comfortable. They have a decent shape to them. I don't like the backside being shaped. I wish they were curved just a little bit like this, but this is fine. What are you doing? She's so weird. But anyway, so these are the 2-pin connectors. You have left and right. Unfortunately, there's no color coding, so you just gotta look at the side there. If this comes off, it'll be difficult to tell which side's which. I usually like to see the red and the white, or the red and blue, or whatever, but that's fine. But anyway, very nice cable. Nice twisted conductors. I'm not sure the conductor material, if it's pure copper or if it's like silver plated copper. It's definitely not pure silver, not for $50. But anyway, it has a functional chin cinch. The chin cinch is nice. Maybe a little on the loose side. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It is a little bit loose, but for the most part, it's functional. And then we have the divider here, very high quality, nice molding, looks very good. You see the two part there, and then it goes into this like different braid. So it's twisted on the top, and then it's braided on the bottom. And yeah, so very nice cable. Generous length. It has a lot of length. It does have some memory to it, and it is just a little bit stiff, but for the most part, it's a very nice cable. Nice solid connector on the end here. Not much in the way for strain relief, but it's a nice cable. There's really not much to complain about with this cable. Like I said, the only things are, it is a little bit on the heavy side, just a little bit, because it's really thick, and it is a little thick. And just there's no color coding, so if the left and the right wipe off or come off over time, like the paint chips or whatever comes off, it'll be kind of hard to know which side's which. But I mean, before that happens, I'm sure the conductors will get stiff. A lot of times what happens with these IEM cables is the conductors themselves, or the shielding, this clear PVC, will get stiff. I'm sure you could probably use something, maybe wipe it down with some WD-40 or something. I'm sure there's something you can do to keep the vinyl in good shape and not stiff, but I've had a bunch of cables from Tin Hi-Fi and a few other companies that were very nice and pliable and like supple at first, and then after being exposed to like your body grease or oils, like skin oils, especially if you have acidic. Some people have acidic skin oils, but it does something to the PVC, and they get stiff and they get hard. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, that's a good, at least $10-15 cable, maybe $20 cable that you get with the IEMs, and that's aside from the IEMs, and there's even more. So anyway, so $50, definitely a pretty good deal in my opinion. They are only single DD. I believe it's a 10mm LCP driver, so you can see the dynamic driver there. They are vented. Both sides are vented, although it is a very, very, very minimal venting. So they're not venting a whole lot of pressure. For example, with my Aphex, there's a crap ton of venting. These things you can barely even tell that they're on your ears, because there's no pressure whatsoever, like no venting or no pressure whatsoever. But so these you can tell they definitely have a little bit of initial pressure, when you push them in, but they have these vents, so they are vented, which makes them a little more comfortable to wear. You don't have to fiddle with them, and this is where the vent leads to. So the vent starts at the front. There's a little dampener right there where the vent starts, and then it wraps its way around. It goes to the back side, and it's very hard to see, but there's just a microscopic, minuscule amount of space in between the faceplate and the body, and then that kind of works its way around and meets up with where the DD vents, and then they both come out. So kind of similar to the Barcelona. But yeah, so anyway, clear resin, nice quality resin. The build quality is pretty decent. You can tell a lot of this work was done by hand. These might be 3D printed, but I don't know. I kind of doubt that, just because of how they look and everything. These might all be handmade, but made with like a mold or whatever. Metal nozzles, not sure over time if the metal nozzles will stay in. One problem with IEMs, if it's a metal nozzle on a resin body, sometimes they'll pop off. But these seem pretty sturdy. They're definitely built very sturdy. And then you can see the left and right indicators and the Juzear name, so Juzear. 2-pin connectors on the sides, and yeah, just all around a nice shape, nice body, nice build quality, very nice transparent resin. Yeah, you can see the driver inside. I like these. I like the build quality. I think they're very good. So those are the IEMs. So you get the cable of the IEMs themselves. So on a grade of like appearance, I mean, it's definitely like an A plus. So they do look very nice for $50. And then onto the case. Now, it's a faux leather. You can kind of tell that it's a faux leather. You can see like the machining or whatever like that they use when they manufacture it. So it's definitely not a real leather, but it is a nice case. It's a good size. A little thick for the pockets, a little too big for your pockets, but at least I know with some IEMs the cases are too small. You can't fit the cable and the IEMs. It's like impossible. You have to wind them super tight. With this case, you have ample room to put everything inside. So at least there's that. This is more like a travel case or whatever. I don't see companies using those like sunglass type cases anymore. Those were kind of nice with like the magnetic lid. I know The Audio was doing that for a while, but anyway, so it's got the logo embossed, which is a nice touch. And we will just open these up. So you open up the case and you are greeted with a nice little microfiber cleaning cloth, which is a cool addition. And again, these are $50, so it's a pretty good deal for $50. There's no cleaning brush or anything like that. I don't know how many people actually use the cleaning brushes. I don't really. I usually just take like a needle or something. But anyway, so we have 2 pairs of foams, and we have, it looks like 2 pairs of silicones, plus I think there was another pair of silicones that came on IEMs. So it's like 5 pairs of tips altogether. So we got small foams, it looks like medium foams, and then we have small, medium, and large silicone, I believe. So yeah, pretty nice. All in all, very pleasantly surprised, or very nice presentation for $50. So not bad at all. The packaging is not crazy outrageous. It is kind of a bigger box, but with the case and everything, it's nice. So anyway, enough rambling. We're already 20 minutes in. Let's do some listening tests. We'll do some graphs, and then we'll give you my final thoughts. All right, guys. So today's test track is going to be I'm Tired by Labyrinth and Zendaya. It's a really good track. This is an awesome track, especially if you're a vocal lover. This is a very good vocal test track. First, it's got male vocals, it's got female vocals, it's got like symphonic stuff, it's got some bass, it's got a pretty stomping 4 to the floor kind of beat. Very good song, very excellent test track. So we're gonna give these the Juzear Clear a spin with the I'm Tired track by Labyrinth and Zendaya, and I will get back to you guys after I'm done. All right. So, these Okay, so let's just let me start. Sorry, trying to gather my thoughts. So these are $50. All right. In my opinion, these are a great deal for $50. Um, they sound very good. They are tuned well for the most part, but it's kind of a niche tuning. Okay, so let me just kind of separate this out for to who may like it and who might not like it. All right, so if you're a bass head or you're into bass, you gotta like bass. Okay, if you don't like bass or you like a low bass shelf, these are not for you. Okay, these have a very high bass shelf. They have a good amount of sub bass and mid bass, like very elevated sub bass and mid bass. It's not overpowering, but these are definitely bass head approved for sure. They have a very good quality of bass. The bass is very good. The mid bass is maybe a touch on the boomy side, just a little bit boomy. But for the most part, the bass quality is very good, especially the sub bass. The sub bass has a really nice texture to it. It's kind of a smooth texture, but it's like it sounds like a 12-inch car subwoofer with like a isobaric chamber or whatever, like a nice bandpass box, like a 12-inch woofer and like a nice bandpass box. So very, very, yeah, not maybe not isobaric, bandpass. So it's like a nice 12-inch woofer and like a bandpass box. Okay, it's got a very, very nice kind of punch and like roll to it. It's not the quickest bass. It's not the most well-defined bass, but it's very, very, very good quality. It sounds great to me. No complaints there. The mids are sucked in, like around the 1K region, and we'll see that on the graph here in a minute. So some stuff can sound kind of hollow. So if you're not into V-shaped IEMs, these are not for you. But if you're okay with V-shape, then definitely these are a great option. Like I said, $50. They sound very good. They have a decent technical ability. The upper mids and treble, there's nothing fatiguing, or there's nothing that sounds harsh or sharp. They have a very smooth kind of characteristic to them. They're a little overly dampened, so they sound a little bit not compressed. They don't really sound compressed. That's not the issue that I have with these. They sound veiled. So I would recommend, if you really want to get the most out of them, I would recommend using something with a lot of power, because you're going to need to overcome the dampening that they used on these. They used quite a bit of dampening on these drivers, so you're really going to need to push them hard to get the most out of them. So you're going to need at least a powerful amplifier that can deliver lots of current, or you're going to need to play them loud to really get the most out of them. These prefer a brighter source, preferably like a mid-forward source. So you might want to use a silver cable or go for the silver cable option with these. They don't sound bad on the copper cable. There's nothing wrong with the copper cable, but they do play a little bit better to the silver cable. Now, the treble area is fine. I have no complaints with the treble area, but there is a funny dip in the mids, and we'll kind of take a look. I'm not sure exactly where it falls. 6K and everything up sounds decent to me. There's a couple peaks, probably around like 9 or like 8K or 7, maybe 7K almost. I don't know. We'll take a look. But it's definitely not the flattest response. It definitely has some peaks and some valleys, and you can tell. But it is a very competent driver. It plays very well. Plays nice, great to any kind of EDM, electronic, any kind of four to the floor. It'll rock your socks off. It has a good technical ability. It's not the greatest, and the reason why is because of the like I said, the dampening. It's not really like a compressed nature. They don't really sound compressed. Maybe they do a little bit, but it's more of a veil. Like you can tell they sound veiled. Okay, it's not heavy. It's not like a crazy amount or anything. After all, these are $50, so I'm trying to keep my review within the $50 range, okay? Because I heard a lot of IEMs in the $50 range. So for $50, very fun, huge bass slam, um, good technical ability. Imaging's not the widest. It's good though. It's good imaging. It's not like folded in on itself or anything. It's not like super crazy wide. It's decent. Um, it's got a little bit of height to it. It's definitely got a little bit of depth to it. So I'd say I don't know exactly how to explain it. I have to listen to them a little longer, but it's above average. It's average to above average for the $50 price range. So, what else can I say about them? Layering is okay. Uh, my biggest gripe with them is the kind of veiled mid range. I think if they would have gone a little easier on the dampening and kind of controlled the tuning using other means, instead of just having so much dampening in the front of the driver, I think they would sound a little cleaner. Like the replay would be a little better. That was one of the things that I had to fight with the Aphex is the amount of dampening that I had in front of the driver was too much, and I had to kind of move the dampening back a little bit, and kind of had to futz with some stuff going on in the rear, and then kind of futz with the vent on the side, and it's anyway, it's a delicate balance. It's definitely not a knife's edge, but it's there's a little bit of wiggle room, and you have to kind of find that sweet spot, and it's hard to really dial it in. But they're close. I'd say they're like, as far as the performance of this driver, it's a great driver. But the performance of it, I'd say they're like maybe like 70 to 85, maybe 85% of the capability of this driver. They could definitely stretch it to that 100%, but it would take a little bit of retooling with the tuning. But yeah, no complaints whatsoever. For $50, it's very good. But you have to be into that kind of fun sounding. Now they do have a good musicality to them. They have a good tonality to them. The timbre's good. Like I said, there's nothing harsh. They're actually on the smoother side because it's an LCP, so it's kind of that buttery, smooth kind of texture. The mids are very appealing. They sound good. There's a little bit of that LCP timbre in the upper mid to treble area, but it's pleasant. It sounds nice. It's not harsh or fatiguing or grainy or any of that stuff. What else can I say about them? So yeah, so bass is good. Mid bass is maybe a touch too loud. Maybe they could turn the bass down a little bit. They could probably lessen the V a little bit. Like I said, the mids are a little sucked out. If you wanted to, you could go in and boost the mids a little bit with EQ, or tip roll. Roll the cable, roll sources. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with these. But yeah, so if you're into V-shape, you're into fun, and you're into bass, you can't go wrong with these. If you're not into V-shape, if you're not into bass, and you're not into like a fun tuning, then don't go for these, because they are very V. They are very bass heavy. Like I said, the bass is not overwhelming. It doesn't overpower anything. There's maybe a minute amount of bass bleed. If anything, it's more a little bit on the boomy side, just a little bit. But it's very well executed. I think they, in my opinion, they started with a great driver and they did a good job of tuning it. They didn't do a great job of tuning it. They did a good job of tuning it, but they started with a great driver. So that is my opinion on the Juzear Clear. Like I said, the stock version with the copper cable is $50. You get a case, you get a couple pairs of tips, you get a beautiful cable, nice build quality, 5 or 6 pairs of tips. So not bad at all. definitely well worth your 50 bucks if you're looking for a single DD, fun V-shaped bass head, good amount of bass slam. See, that's the thing, is these have good bass slam. They have a good textured bass. It's not, like I said, it's not the fastest. It's not the most textured. There is a little bit of kind of like a rubber bandy nature to it, or it's kind of hard to explain, but it's got good punch and slam to it. It's got good emphasis, and yeah, so definitely good. So I'm gonna pause real quick. I'm gonna open up Room EQ Wizard, and then I'll show you guys a graph real quick, and we'll finish out the review. I'm not gonna do a teardown of these, at least not just yet. I'd like to get a little bit more content out of them. I want to post some things on Facebook and whatnot. And then probably later on down the road, we might do a teardown of them. Or I'll probably just end up doing a giveaway of these, to be honest. I think I'd rather give these away. Because if I'm not mistaken, we hit that 5K milestone. So since we hit the 5K milestone, which I'm pretty sure we hit the 5K milestone. Anyway, I have a bunch of IEMs to give away. So I will get into that and whatnot. So be right back. Alright guys, so here's the graph of the Juzear Clear. First thing you'll notice is the channel matching is very good. Very solid channel matching. There's just a little bit of difference at the height of the peanut gain there. And there's just a little bit of difference in the bass, probably about 1 dB, or 2 dB at the very end. So very, very solid channel matching, no complaints whatsoever. And so let's take a look at the tuning. Now this graph is not aligned, so these peaks will be shifted a little bit down here. They will be pushed back just a little bit because this is actually it's actually 9K right there. Okay, so this is actually 8.91, but anyway, so this is 9K. If I graphed it and aligned it, it would be 8K. So these two peaks especially would be pushed back just a little bit, and this one would be pushed back just a tiny bit. But this is pretty much what you can look forward to. And like I said, so huge bass emphasis, huge killer freaking balls to the wall sub bass. Mid bass comes down a little bit, but it is kind of a slow slope. But then you have this crater here. Now this is where it's kind of sucked out, where it sounds sucked out. So you have to really be into that V-shaped tuning, you know, if you want to listen to these. So like I said, the tuning could have been done a little bit more tastefully, but you know, it is what it is. This is what their IEM is. But yeah, so it's very, very nice performing LCP. This actually reminds me a lot of my 10mm CNT driver with the peaks and everything, and how the peanut gain keeps elevating until it hits about what is it, 5K. I think mine go even further. Mine go up to like 6K, I want to say. Mine go like super crazy far. It's weird. But anyway, so this is what we're working with. So we have this bass slope here. It's kind of a slow slope, but it's big slope, very big. Our lowest frequency is 777. Hey, there we go, lucky sevens. So anyway, so about 700 hertz is where it's the lowest at, and you can kind of tell. Also, it's got a very slow peanut rise. So the vocals can sound a little bit on the thin side. The technical ability should sound really good because of this area here and how much brightness there is in it. But yeah, so pretty crazy V, but nothing like super stupid ridiculous. This peak here, you can hear it. It is audible, but it's not anything crazy. It's not harsh or nothing. So there's a little bit of 8K peak. But then there's this treble peak here at like, I don't know, 12, 13K, maybe 13K. Yeah, about 13K. So anyway, so this peak here, really stands out, and it sounds good, and it gives it enough air and enough sparkle and shimmer that it really sounds good. These are very. This IEM, this tuning here is definitely like an exaggerated Aphex. Okay, so if anything, take the Aphex IEM that I made and kind of dial it up to 11. So this is a very exaggerated Aphex, and in fact, I don't know, man. I'm tempted to kind of do my own thing tuning these. I don't know. I might play with the tuning. Let me know if you guys want to see me play with the tuning. Maybe I'll retune these a little bit. Let me know in the comments if you want me to retune them. But anyway, so yeah, bass is really strong. Low mids a little bit sucked out. Vocals, male vocals tend to rest here. A lot of like strings and stuff. There's definitely a lot of detail or resolution in this area still. I don't have a graph of it right now to show you guys, but my Barcelona is like super stupid flat. Like it's wicked flat across the entire range. And there's actually a lot of stuff going on in this area. So you are missing out on a little bit. Vocals do sound a little thin sometimes. They don't sound nasally or anything like that. And this area here with that LCP driver has a nice sound to it in this kind of like 5-6K region with the resolution and everything. Other drivers, it probably wouldn't sound as nice and it'd probably sound a little harsh, but the LCP driver has kind of a smooth characteristic to it. And so this area does sound pretty nice. But yeah, so anyway, that's pretty much the tuning of the Juzear Clear. It is definitely V-shaped. It's definitely fun. It does have decent technical ability. I'd probably give it a B minus or a B grade. Maybe a maybe a B. It's close. It's good. If they were to change the tuning just a little bit, I think it would probably get a better technical grade, to be honest, because this is a very competent driver. And then the tonality, I'd probably give the tonality a B minus as well, maybe a B, just because this tuning is not ideal to me. This is my personal preference, though. You know, for everybody's different. It's a very subjective hobby, but anyway, so I'd probably give it like a B minus. So yeah, so technical ability probably B minus. Tonality, I'd probably give it a B minus. Timbre, probably give timbre an A minus, maybe a B. Timbre's very good, especially if you're into LCP. If you like that LCP sound, these definitely sound very nice. And basically, I'll leave it at that. So that's the tuning of the Juzear. Alright guys, so just to leave you with a final word before I go. Yeah, $50. I think it's a good value. You know, like I said, you got to be into that V-shaped sound. But yeah, $50. They are definitely special. It's a niche tuning, but they have they definitely have a little bit of that special factor. There's a little bit of that wow factor there. Some style of music I wouldn't recommend them for. I couldn't really tell you exactly what style of music because I'd have to listen to it. But for like electronic and stuff like that, they actually sounded really good. So anyway, I'll keep it at that, and I will post a link in the description for you guys. You can go check them out. $50, definitely worth the price of admission. Maybe they can use the same driver and just create a different tuning and sell that option separately. I would love it if they would retune it a little bit and sell like a flat version of it using the same driver. I think that would be stellar. Maybe if they wanted to work with me or something, I could retune it for them, because this driver is very close to the Aphex driver, and I think I could definitely pull some magic out of this driver. So anyway guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.